Hello there everybody, and welcome back to another music video, Makeup Monday. My name is Nikki. Hello there, welcome. Today we're going to be working on a very simple look, but a very iconic look, a very iconic song to say the least. Today we're going to be sitting down and recreating Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. This is a song that was really big in like the mid 2000s, like 2009, 2010. So I'm excited to recreate this look and honestly wear it out today. So let's go ahead and get started. As per the usual, I will list everything that I use down in the description box below so that you guys know what's being used, kind of get the vibe of everything. And yeah, so Natasha Ann Bedingfield was born November 26th, 1981. So she's going to be 42 this year. Wait, 81, 91, 2001. So she was in her late 20s when this song came out. That's awesome. Wow, I don't know. I say this all the time. When you hear of people who succeed later in life, it kind of gets you inspired, I guess. Too many times we sit down and we think, oh, like if we don't make it by 22, like we're screwed. It's like, no, not at all. So yeah, that's a random realization that I just made. Anyways, she was born in England. And to be honest, I didn't get too much crazy information about her childhood and growing up. I really couldn't find that. But what I was able to find was that when she was kind of a teenager, her and her brother created a music group, which she called the DNA Algorithm. Kind of cool name. The group was kind of a dance electronic sort of vibe. In the group, she would provide vocals and kind of messed around, to be honest. Natasha did end up graduating from high school and ended up going to the University of Greenwich to study psychology. But she did end up also dropping out of college to focus a bit more on singing and songwriting. She started her musical career kind of recording different demos in her friends' like garages and friends' like recording studios, just kind of messing around. And with those demos, she would kind of go out and send it to different record labels, things of that sort, to just kind of, fish around and see. One of her first successes per se with the sending out of stuff was in the early 2000s. She ended up doing some vocals for Hillsong Church in the UK. And those songs that I guess she wrote for the church ended up being featured on other albums as well, kind of in that same community. Bedingfield was then introduced to a guy by the name of Paul Lisberg, my bad. And he was kind of like an A&R agent for a record label called Phonogenic. And so she was introduced to him, and off the top he wasn't too interested in her. He just kind of was like, they were good, but like they weren't really their style. But it wasn't until I guess they had like a formal meeting and kind of got to see her a bit more in person and listen to her in person that he started to kind of get an interest in her. It was said that she was pretty good at ad-libbing, obviously singing, and it really kind of got him excited. Natasha ended up signing a record label with BMG Records in the UK, which was kind of like a subcategory, I guess, of Phonogenic Records, and she signed in 2003 to them. So at this point in her career, things are kind of moving around, moving along, things are going well. Definitely it was a good move, kind of deciding to leave school, I guess, and pursue her singing, which is awesome. Her debut album released September of 2004, and the debut album was called Unwritten. When it comes to the song Unwritten was written by Bedingfield herself, along with Danielle Brisbois, hopefully I'm saying that right, and Wayne Rodriguez, with it being produced by Wayne himself along with Danielle. The song, as you probably can tell, did have some huge successes. It was the third single that was released off the album in the UK and the second single that was released in the United States. The song released at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in the United States. So talk about a huge success off the rip. The song went on to become the theme song for MTV's The Hills. The song ended up going platinum, and she ended up actually singing this at the concert for Diana. So yeah, she really was all over the place during this time frame. And that year, she was also nominated for Best Female Vocal Performance on the Grammys, but she was up against Ain't No Other Man, who the song was from Christina Aguilera. So unfortunately, she did lose, but she was nominated for the Grammy, which is pretty rad. The song had estimated to have sold 2.7 million copies, and that was the third most popular song of that year, against Promiscuous, which was from Nelly Furtado, and Hips Don't Lie from Shakira. So this was a great year for music, man. This was a great year for freaking music. Those two were freaking hits. And then this song too, you know, there were just different vibes, but they were all hits. When it comes to the music video itself, the music video ended up actually having two different ones. There was a UK version and the US version. Both to me have a very similar vibe and feel, but the one that we're recreating is the US version. This one, she's kind of like in an elevator sort of vibe. It's a very simple music video. It's not a very like complex sort of piece. As far as like storylines and plots, there's a lot of other ones that are like, oh shoot, but this one was just kind of like, okay, pretty regular. Both of them, honestly. Now we're gonna put on our lip gloss to go along with it. Today I am using Haus Labs in Blaze, but I do feel like Corset could also look really nice depending on the lighting. And that basically sums up the look today. Today's look is a very simple look, just requires a little bit of blending on the eyes, using a variety of different golds. Gold can be kind of tricky, just in general, colors can be tricky. I kind of ended up going with, I used this color mainly on my lid, then I used this one in the crease along with this one to kind of balance it out. It was a little bit tricky just because this tone is actually too gold. It's like a reddish gold. But all in all, I think it worked out pretty well together. No complaints. But yeah, that basically sums up the look today. Very simple. There wasn't much more information about the music video as far as how it did. I mean, today it has 106 million views. So again, it was a pretty successful song, and this was a very successful time for Natasha. Since then, I can say I don't know too much of her music that has been released. I know Pocket Full of Sunshine was on my iPod, and then Unwritten, I think, was on my iPod back then. So these two songs were definite hits and just ones to kind of remember. So I wanted to switch it up for my channel and just do a simple look because I tend to do a little bit more of the extravagant stuff lately. So I hope you guys enjoyed it today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if there's anybody that you think I should do next, because there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of good songs out there. So let me know if there's anybody that you guys are like, hey, can you please do this? Enough of that. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, see ya.